everybody. Miles Daniels here, President, Community Level Up. Just coming on to kind of share our origin story of where we started as we're going into this new journey in 2025. It's always good to kind of go back, just kind of acknowledge things that you got done, not necessarily looking for praise or anything, but just more seeing what you did and seeing if you can continue to raise the bar from here on out. So first off, with our organization, it wasn't just founded by myself. I have a co-founder, Tim Allen, and then I also have another member that's on our board, Mike Morgan. We've always been involved with youth. We've always been involved with sports. We played together, we played versus each other kind of since a young age. Around 2018, we thought of the idea of Community Level Up. We really started thinking about that mainly to kind of provide financial literacy knowledge and then also provide music education. That's where we first started. It kind of evolved from there, but we put our paperwork in officially December 2018. The 501c3 paperwork it's a lot, man. Like it was like 40-something pages that we had to get done. So it was a process. It took myself and my partners a year, just kind of locking ourselves behind the doors, getting it all done. After we put that in, from there, we were just sitting back waiting. 2019 came around, we didn't hear anything. Right about 2020, something told us like, yo, we should probably try to get a place. Even though we didn't have our 501c3 status, we still ventured out there through some things that we did. We had some funds of our own that we all just kind of put up, and we got a place on State Street. October 1st, 2020 was when we first opened up our first education center. Now, a little thing with that story, I don't even know if you call it sad. It is sad, but I don't know if you call it crazy. I'm not really sure how to justify or sum this up, but I signed a lease for our place on State Street on October 1st, 2020. I have a brother that lived in DC, older than myself. He was actually murdered on October 1st, 2020. Now, I still don't know the correlation for me signing that lease and that happening. God works in mysterious ways. I think as I go through this journey, eventually I can possibly find it, but that on that day, the day that we signed our lease is also the day that my brother was murdered to countless violence. So kind of it always been a part in my heart too with everything we do. If there are kids that might be struggling, going down that road to violence that might be not needed, I try to help any way I can to get them back on the right track. So we started our facility October 2020. From there, we still didn't have 501c3 status, so we couldn't really apply for grants. So we were thinking like, yo, what can we do to kind of get knowledge out there to the community? So we're in a podcast world. We decided to start a podcast. So that podcast was co-hosted by myself and Mike Morgan. It was called Motivation Behind the Mind. The whole purpose of that podcast was so that we can first start with ourselves and share the information or the knowledge behind why we do what we do. And then we wanted to kind of take that not only around our community, but around the nation, to see other people in urban communities, the motivation behind why they do what they do. That podcast, it was a great experience. I think it's something that we're gonna start back up. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna provide the link, and I'm gonna be sharing some videos to that podcast. I'll put the link inside the comments, but after the podcast, we started just putting the word out there, and then before you know it, April 2021 came and I went to the mail and I got a letter that said, yo, you guys got 501c3 status. We were ecstatic. We didn't really know what we were getting into at that time, but we were very excited. At that time I was teaching at Isaac, so I kind of took a leap of faith saying, yo, like we got this, we got the place. So like I gotta put a lot of time into this to kind of make this actually really happen. So at that time I resigned from my job, not necessarily like resign right at the moment. If anybody's watching this and if you're ever putting your time in, are you gonna leave a place? Like if I was a teacher, I would be wrong to leave in April when them kids dedicated themselves to me from the beginning of the year to that point. So I continued my job duties on to the end. Once the kids graduated, left school, then I kind of resigned and went on my own journey. We were fortunate enough to get a grant from the State Department of Education, and we got that in June. So we got that grant in June, and then we launched a summer program based around the hashtag Love to Learn. As you guys can see, one of our first shirts that we had was this communitylevelupinc.org, and if you check out the back, you can kind of see what the hashtag was. But with that grant, we started a summer program. We had financial literacy classes. We had music production and exploration, which was created by Tim Allen. And we had some leadership classes. And that summer of 2021, Tim Allen was our director. He had some fantastic programs. I'm gonna be sharing videos throughout this time as you guys are checking our journey. But we finished kind of throughout that summer program, and we were offering education. And then we thought, okay, we're new, we got a grant. what's one way that we gotta like get promotion. So we were thinking like, we can promote by, there's a traditional way of maybe paying the newspaper for that or paying for promotion. I was like, or we can maybe get some t-shirts, give them out for free. And we thought about something that these kids really love. So we came across with sports. So that's where the Community Track League was born. It started July 2021. The main thing with the track was promotion for our program. We just were getting past COVID, so we really wanted to provide something to get the kids off the game, get them out and be active, and just kind of to get the kids outside, kind of socializing. So we were expecting 10 kids to sign up. We got about 70 in the first day, so that program was bigger than we realized. But one thing we did realize right at that point was where if we can find something these youth really love, and whether that's music, whether that's sports, and then we can see the things that they're lacking. Maybe that's leadership, maybe that's math, maybe that's reading, maybe that's science. And if we provide those things that they love in exchange for them letting us teach them about the things that they really need, we thought that we might have been on to something else. So that's kind of right from there is where we started to launch more ideas about our program. So this was part one of the Community Level Up origin story. I'll be picking up kind of starting the fall of 2021 and some things where we started to get more of an online presence and start to develop some classes though on there. I appreciate anybody that's watching these videos, taking this journey with me. Once again, we'll be having our Community Level Up Academy coming in January 2025. We are no longer offering programs at 29 Huntington Street in London, but we are going to continue our mission in January at the Williams School, and I'm still working out some other locations. So I have all that information soon. I appreciate y'all, and if you took the time to really watch this whole video, I really thank you for the support from the bottom of my heart. I'll be releasing videos and podcast episodes kind of everything that I covered in this part one. Part two will be out very soon. Y'all have a fantastic day.